Hello, welcome back to Loud and Proud Orlando here with the Pride Pod at 8 o'clock on a Monday night. We are getting ready for the final days of the season. The final game, Decision Day, is coming upon us. We are just in the middle of an international break, but on Sunday, the girls, or the women, I should say, will be back to play Seattle in the final game of the season. With me today is Luis. Luis, how are you, buddy?
Doing good. Thank you for everybody that's checking us out in this marathon of Loud and Proud Orlando. Started with the Orlando City, kind of fail predictions of 2025 with Taylor from Orlando City, UK. Now with the Pride Pod, and then after this, we also have another live with the departure of Luis Musi, but certainly, a lot of international, Pride representation, across the world. I know Jacquie Ovalle also, featured in Mexico's friendly. So we'll discuss all of that. And just excited to be here again.
Yes, indeed. I got to add Jacquie on here. I missed her off the rundown, but we will not forget to talk about Mexico. But let's start off with England, Brazil, then USA, and we'll talk about no Sams there. Zambia, WAFCON, and what's been going on with Grace, Zara, and Canada. We'll add in, of course, Mexico and Jacquie before we preview Seattle this weekend on Sunday and talk about the final day of the season. All right, Luis, let's start it off by talking all about this game here, England versus Brazil in a friendly. The first thing that was interesting, of course, this is Angelina versus, Anna, quote unquote, or it could be in this scenario. There was an opportunity for Anna to actually potentially be chosen here, as Hannah Hampton was out with injury and not going to be available, the star goalkeeper for the Lionesses. And of course, it was between Anna and Kian Keating, and I was not surprised to see that Keating was selected. This has happened several times before, where there's been an opportunity in a friendly game like this to put Anna in the field, and she doesn't seem to be getting that chance. Louis, she's been called up many times, but has not actually played a minute in a game for the Lionesses yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially, being Hannah Hampton ruled out due to an elbow injury. Obviously everybody would thought, hey, there's a chance for Anna Moorhouse, and it's just a coach's decision. I feel, Anna has had great performances, but also botches. So maybe, I don't know. I feel like she's maybe the third keeper there, I really don't think it's the NWSL. I don't think it's the league. I don't think it's the team. I just think that it may be, Anna, maybe they feel like she's a little bit more inconsistent. I don't know. It's just my opinion, but hopefully she gets the chance, and she's able to shine. I wish her nothing but the best. Oh, you're muted, John.
My bad. With Anna being at her age, right? I think 29, 30. Keating is only 21 years old. So, I think obviously there's more longevity. So maybe they want to think about the future of the Lionesses. And that's why they feel like if Hannah's not around, then Keating is the one, but it seems a little harsh to me to keep calling her up, and and not even a friendly against a lesser opponent. Sorry, give her a chance. So I feel for Anna on this one. The other very notable thing that happened in this game, Angelina got a red card. She essentially just decided to do the dog so foul, on somebody that was bearing down on goal. And yeah, it was a choice, but I don't know, Louise, if you managed to see that particular foul by Angelina. But yeah, it was a game-changing tackle. They still managed to ride it out and get the 2-1 because they were already up 2 goals before this happened. But yeah, it definitely put Brazil in a sticky situation. I don't know whether she chose to do this as like, I'm definitely gonna get the red card, it doesn't matter, or whether she thought she could get away with tackling a player who was last player bearing down on goal from behind and get away with it. I don't know. But it was an interesting choice from Angelina, I thought.
Yeah, it's a game to forget for Angelina. It kind of, their team is plagued with NWSL players. Just their attacking third, you have Ludmila, you have, a lot of players that are in the NWSL currently. So, the positive is that they held their own with 10, but you costing your team. If this wouldn't be a friendly and it would be at the World Cup, you're kind of undermining your team's performance. You're going to have to put a lot of players doing double duty, and coach Arthur Elias noted that obviously it was two different stories for Brazil. Brazil that was gung ho to dictate the game and be a protagonist, and then the Brazil kind of forced to slow the pace and try to kind of hunker down after her dismissal. And obviously he praised the team's resilience, playing against the top level team like England. So in the end, I think that this was a great showing also for the NWSL versus the WSL. I thought it was a great showing because a lot of the players in Brazil now, they're deciding to come and play NWSL over Europe more now. So um, I was happy with that duel. But again, Angelina, sometimes, man, at least she hasn't done it on the with the pride often, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, really hoping that she can come back and be a big part. I know she always, enjoys her time away with the Brazil team, but I think we need her to come back and perform in the playoffs very soon. So I'm hoping that she will come and do that. All right, let's move on and talk here about Zambia. So Grace has been away with Zambia as they have qualified for the WAFCON. So congratulations to Grace and to the Copper Queens fans and to Barbra Banda. And she's not obviously playing, but it's a big part of this team. There she is on the icon. And Friska Chilufya, no longer here, but of course another one part of that team as well. And what have they been doing? They managed to beat Namibia, sorry, 4-2.
Yeah.
As you can see, Kununji really get the hat trick, putting on a show in that one. And then Friska managed to get a goal here against Namibia in a 3-0 most recently as well. So very good, results. Grace, I don't think she was heavily involved in these games, but she is she's part of the team.
Yeah, it was a great game for the Copper Queens. Also, a great game by Agnes Musase as well. She had a goal. Chalufia scored. I guess that it's she loves playing with Angel City. She's been doing pretty good since she joined there. But I'm happy to see that they were able to categorically defeat this team. She played Chanda, I believe, played 58 minutes, so that's great. And again, it's she had a set piece assist, I believe. So she had a lot of people said she was the player of the match. That's per pundits over there in Zambia. I don't know if I didn't see the game per se, but I did took notes. But certainly it was a hat trick of Rachel Kundajandi that shows, that she's a very, very skillful player that I would personally love to have in the Orlando Pride, if you ask me. I think we
Yeah,
should work on. I wish we could have her on the
I'm
Orlando
sure.
Pride
I'm sure, indeed.
with Barbra
All
Banda
right. And Barbara Banda.
and Kundajandi. There you go.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
just have everybody here. No worries. All right, let's talk a little bit about Emily Sams. Of course, if everyone's been watching, USA, Portugal have been going at it in these kind of friendly matchups here. Emily was called up, has not seen the field really yet. So I'm hoping that with one more game coming up tomorrow, I believe. No, it's on the 29th. So it'll be Wednesday, 8 p.m. against New Zealand, that she will finally actually get the start in this game. Because, I've heard several people around the league, not only us, Louise, several outlets, NWSL outlets, talking about the fact that Emily Sams has been called up to the U.S. women's national team and just doesn't really seem to get many minutes, and they want to see more of her. It's not the same as the Anna situation where, I don't think we have a lot. I don't have a lot of hope that Anna's going to make a lot of impact in the Lionesses in long term. Whereas I really do feel like Emily Sams should be growing in her contributions to the women's national team. She's getting more and more call ups year on year now. And, time after time, she's included in those call ups, but she's not getting more and more minutes. So why do you think that is? Do you have any inclination, or what are your general thoughts on her lack of minutes with the U.S. national team?
Well, according to some pundits, the people are saying that Sam's wasn't fully fit enough. Uh,
Well, that
he,
I don't believe.
I really that's what I've heard. Yeah, the calling a precautionary decision by Emma Hayes, but definitely you could see a disparity on how Emma, in a way, prefers to line up with Tara McKeown, or maybe give
Yeah, I
Sonnet
mean,
or
Emily Sauna is
right.
this is the
Yeah,
combo that most of the time we see.
yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, you have Naomi Girma and Crystal Dunn and all of that, but I mean, Emily Sams comes from winning a double. She's a phenomenal talent. I understand that the Pride are not as hot as they were last year. They're still a pretty solid team in the NWSL. It's just, I understand the player's frustration. Just imagine how frustrated the player feels, not being utilized. You would think that somebody like Sam, so versatile, is able to play right back and center back. You don't use her, and you prioritize options like Sonnet or Cook or McKeown. I don't know. I just think that that's a coach's decision. We'll see how that goes, but I will definitely support it no matter what. I think it's a great honor to be called in for their national team. But yeah, I'm a little pissed that she's underutilized, John.
Yeah, I mean, I think my thing is Emma Hayes seems to be handing out a lot of opportunities to a lot of players and giving minutes to players, and I think Emily got those opportunities and she did well. And I don't think there's any reason why, I think from there you think, okay, she's going to get more, but maybe there's a case of like Emma knows that Emily Sams is really good and very reliable. And she's like a center back that she knows, okay, I don't need to see too much of her to know what I'm getting. Right. I do get frustrated by the fact that Emily Sonnet continues to be, she played both of these games and she's the oldest center back there. So like,
Hey, at
what
least
she's
we
bringing you in
saw.
the back line is very trustworthy and reliable. And I get that. And she's, that leader in the back line. I understand that. But Emily Sams can also be that. And also, I think that in friendlies like this, like you kind of got to give, and to be fair to Emma Hayes, often she does give everybody a chance. So that's why I'm hopeful that we're going to see Emily Sam starting against New Zealand on Wednesday. And if not, and if she only gets like a few minutes in that game, or if she doesn't put her on in that game, then I really start to question, you're rotating everybody, giving everybody a chance. You're playing 3 games in a international break window, which is great. I think that's great, all of that. But then why isn't Emily getting her, for fair shake of the tree, right?
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, it just seems that there's a trend of just Jill Ellis started this, and then Vlatko kind of follows suit, just playing players in a natural positions and expecting them to work out. And then we've seen the national team suffer from that. Emily Sampson, at least Jordan Bug, at least Jordan Bug had minutes, and they're really good youth, you know, Emily playing FSU, I believe, and Jordan Bug, playing at another college. Really good center back prospects with a lot of versatility. I just really don't understand why they're not utilized more, and try to look for a group of players that are able to really take over from the old guard. Carrie Abello, again, it's a natural left back also, should be in this squad as well. And not I'm just saying just because she's a pride player. And also I felt like, sometimes, this Rose Lavelle, Heaps, Coffee, that mid, it's really weak. If you see like how Brazil play against England with 10, like it feels like with a little bit of more pressure, it could crumble down. And again, the level of women's soccer all over the world is increasing tremendously. And yeah, again, I trust Emma Hayes. I think she's the former coach of Chelsea, which is one of my favorite teams. But obviously, I do have to point out that I would love to see a little bit of more youth across the league being utilized in the positions that they're actually play on an everyday basis. Not try these quasi the mid, quasi right back, rather than putting people on the right positions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think that's all fair, and hopefully we'll see more of Emily in this next game. Like I said, I mean, it would be a shame if not. All right, let's talk about another person who has been away with the national team, and we've got Zara away with Canada. They played a game here, you can see, against Switzerland. Zara was not, she didn't play in this game. She's obviously not always the first choice at the Canadian national team center back slot. They often play like this with the 3, and she gets her chances in there. Like she's not playing every game, but in this one you can see she's down on the bench and waited there. But obviously center back, it's harder, I think, for them to get subbed on in a game, right? If you're gonna make subs, it's very rare that you're going to go to your center back unless you need to make a sub there. So hopefully, again, like I said, they have a game against Netherlands tomorrow. Similar situation like with Emily Sams. Let's see if she can get a chance to play and a rotation as well. Luis, you want to talk to us about Jacquie Ovalle?
Yeah, well, when it comes to Jackie Ovalle, number one, I need to get that Mexico jersey because it's fire. It's really
Is that the
nice.
black one you're talking?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really, it's better than the men's, dude.
Yeah, it's got like
100%.
is it got like
Has the eagle on the
what do you call it?
front.
Like, yeah, it's got
And
what's that, like there's like what they used to have on the head of the
yeah, the
outside of the I'm blanking on
the
That'll
pyramids
come
and
to me.
stuff.
Yes, yeah, but it's not
Yeah, kind of like,
same thing.
yeah, yeah.
Mexico.
It's really cool. Like it looks like a really, it's one of the coolest kits I've seen so far. But obviously, Jacquie featured prominently in Mexico's back-to-back friendlies. Obviously, 1-0 win, 4 days ago, and then yesterday, also,
A 2-0, yep.
a 2-0, right? And so again, New Zealand is not just any team in the women's sport. I mean, they've gotten some success. They're not just a bogey team, and it's cool to see Mexico facing that level of competition. 120 minutes across both games. Jacquie Ovalle had, and she created tons of chances. She had a long range shot in the second game that contributed to Mexico's clean sheets. She was literally everywhere. She was kind of like their captain in a way. I will call her. She was really solid. I felt she was at least top two best players in the team by far, and she had a goal in the second game as well on the 2-0. So her and Charlene Corral scored for Mexico. 70% possession against New Zealand. Pretty impressive for Mexico, even with sometimes the size difference, but the skill is just tremendous. And that kind of shows also the growth of the Liga MX, and a lot of these players are playing internationally as well. So it's a really good thing, especially coming up and representing their country. So Jacquie did really good. She's gonna probably come back very motivated after those games, and New Zealand will go back to all. I mean, that's probably a far plane ride to New Zealand. I would not want to experience that, John.
I think they play him in Mexico? I don't know. I have to
Yeah, they
check on
played
that.
yeah, it was in Ciudad
Yeah,
Juarez.
because I think they're here on like a tour because obviously they're going to play the U.S.
Yeah.
on Wednesday. The funny thing about always I think about New Zealand is I always think, and this is the Orlando Pride connection, is about Tom Sermani, who was our
Hmm.
manager, coach for many years there. Very beloved, a great guy, a personal
Great guy, yeah.
friend of mine, a guy I known for many years, and he obviously went off to manage the New Zealand women's national team, and has been in and out of that. He's like managed in Australia and stuff, and been around. So I'm sure he was watching this one keenly, and we'll be watching again on Wednesday when they play USA. So that is everything we have on international duty. As we get to the end of this break on Sunday, Louise, at 5 o'clock, we are going to have the NWSL Decision Day. I mean, I don't know if they call it Decision Day. That's like an MLS
Yeah,
thing. What do
it's
they
kind of like
call?
the
I mean,
same.
is it just the end of the season? I'll have to check on the
Oh,
NWSL branding what the preferred language is. But we are, of course, here in third place, right above the Seattle Reign. We have a record. We have 39 points, and they have 38 points. We are in third place. They're in fourth place. 1 point separating us. A goal difference of +3 for them, a goal difference of +6 for us. So if they manage to, in this game, for example, score, well, I mean, it won't really matter, will it, in one game, but they manage to a draw, it's not going to be enough. If they manage to win, they're going to leapfrog us. If we win, of course, we're going to stay in third. So really, we're battling for third place against the fourth place team on the final day of the season. We could potentially, if we lose, though, drop even lower. We could end up in fifth place. That is also possible. Or I doubt it, but even in sixth place with San Diego Wave and Portland Thorns, both down there below in fifth and sixth place. If they manage to get a win, even Gotham technically, if they manage to win, they're on 36 points. and they have a better goal difference than us. So there's a lot of scenarios that can happen, but we have it in our hands to go out there and beat Seattle on the final day of the season to secure ourselves in third place, finishing the season with 41 points. Luis, if that happens and we do finish the season in third place behind Washington and KC, I think I would say, despite all of the ups and downs and issues we've had, it's been a very successful season on the whole. And yes, some regression, but to be where we are in the top three is with these other, highly competitive teams, in my opinion. Just like last year, those were the big three, quote unquote. I'm very happy with that.
100%. Successful season with all the hurdles and issues that have happened, a lot of the injuries. Yeah, also, some players leaving and exiting the team. It's been a lot of change, moving parts happening this season. But I remember a time in which the Pride wouldn't even be in playoffs. I mean, there was no discussion. We were one of the bottom, lower seeded teams always. So just for us to be right now saying that this is great, I think this is great. I think if we would have gotten this position the year of the double, we would have been ecstatic just to be in that position. So I think we have to look at the brighter side of things, and I do believe that we have the power of beating Seattle. I think Ovalle is going to be probably the only one that's going to come with a lot of minutes with the national team. Hopefully she gets some rest against the U.S. But for sure, if Orlando, let's say, beats Seattle Reign, not only Orlando, it's essentially edges Seattle's with +6 in goal difference and +2 in tiebreakers, but locks the third seed, like you said, and it will earn a home quarterfinal advantage, which is single elimination, 90 minutes plus PKs. So, and if they stay on third, they'll likely face Portland or Gotham. So, it's a tough hill to climb. Those are really good teams, but these are teams that we've demonstrated that we can definitely beat them, Thorns and Gotham. So it's exciting, because by beating Portland or Gotham, then we can think about, semis and so forth. And that's exciting just in itself to have the opportunity to fight for another title, without Barbra Banda. Just imagine that, it will be a very successful season. And I think this group deserves it. I think they deserve it, and the fans as well.
Yes, indeed. We got some comments from All Said
Yeah.
Words. We should read those.
Yeah, this is Serena Weigman doesn't rate Anna. I think Emma just prefers other combos of players, but I do think she rates Sam's more than Serena rates Moorhouse. We need to win, not to leave our fate up to other teams, period. I agree with you. Top 4 for the year was how I define a successful season back in March. I stand by that definition now. There you go. I agree with you right there. Yeah, I mean,
we definitely wobbled a lot in the summer, right? Like it started out great, lots of wins. We had a really bad patch in the summer. Then Champions Cup came, and that added difficulties. But really, in this last, September, October, and you can see here, we've come into it almost the same form with Seattle Reign. Like we're coming off the back of, in the last 5, we've only got 1 loss, but we've got 3 wins and a draw. Seattle Reign have only got 1 loss, but they've got 2 wins and 2 draws. So almost very, very similar in the form at the moment. I think obviously with the home advantage, that helps us. But this is a very difficult test on the last day of the season. And really, we're a lot of the ways we're fighting for home playoff, right? Because if we if we manage a win, then that's definitely going to guarantee it. If we get a draw, that will hopefully give us enough points with 40, depending on what other results happen, to get us into at least fourth. If we lose, that, with 39 points, everybody jumps up to 40, or some people jump up to 41, like Seattle Reign win, for example. That would happen if they beat us. So it would really complicate things not to win, and we could potentially fall into a fifth, and then we're not hosting a playoff game. So yes, we're playing for third place, but we're also fighting for a home playoff game in this last game of the season.
Yeah, and again, I think this team has all it takes to defeat Seattle Reign. I'm just gonna be my request for this team is to target Fishlock very early. I think Marta is going to be well rested. Angelina needs to limit her to 2.1 passes per game. And I think Angelina, if she wants to defend, I know that she got a red card. She needs to be a little better marking Fishlock. I think definitely Ovalle as well needs to be influential, just like he did with our national team. That good positive national team momentum, bringing into the midfield. I feel like right now Seattle's has a midfield that's a little agey, and I think they'll be able to capitalize on that. And again, also Emily Sams and Carson Pickett and the backline needs to be on point. A lot of the and not only that, I mean, we're playing at home, and I understand this was for them probably a really big roller coaster ride, up and down, and a lot of emotions, 100%. But also, um, the stakes are big, and I think they can really get a clean slate with a win against Seattle. And you have a lot of determined women in this team. You have a Luana coming off the bench, and she's a spark. You have Haley McCutcheon as well. And she pretty much is like the engine of the midfield. So I think the stakes will get tougher and tougher, and I think a win against Seattle, it's not only a huge gift for the fans because they'll get a home bid. They'll be able to play some other elimination games at home, but also it kind of erases all the uncertainty after losing Banda that the team had for a little while, and it kind of gives it a clean slate and actually high stakes hope that they're going to be able to move on and hopefully give us another title.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the ideal scenario for the playoffs, right? This year, of course, it's not Supporter Shield. We're just the CCC is what it is. I'm still very disappointed about that. I feel like we definitely should have qualified, but now it's all about doing something in NWSL. Let's see what this team. We've been playing very tough games against tough opponents, and we've been getting the better of them or winning in those. And I think there's a bit of luck going our way at the moment. I think we're getting hot at the right time. And if we can get a win here against Seattle on the final day of the season, then that's really going to help our situation. So let's look at their lineup they played last time against the Utah Royals. Let's see. There we go. I mean, Mia Official is the one who always stands out to me.
I mean, I like their back line. Huerta and Bug, they always play really well. Official wasn't
Bug
Official
just called up U.S. Women's National Team, played very well.
Yeah. She and Mondesir as well. She's very speedy. Definitely a really great ball control. I mean, I'm not surprised they got all green against Utah. Um, although I do have to say, Seattle is a team that's on the up and up. You know, it's a team that's resurging. You know, her pedigree because you know, all rain. You know, everybody remembers all rain. So, um, and all the right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean they're playing very well. I mean Sam Meza as well. Like
yeah,
I love that story that she has. You know,
yeah,
Darlene. That I mean that's the one real issue, real issue on that left side for us. But yeah, I think they are definitely a team that's grown into this year. They've gotten better. It wasn't a team that I expected to be. You know, if we go back to that table again and we talk about
yeah. They're playing more as a unit now.
yeah, like I really thought maybe it would be well, Gotham for one, or San Diego Wave at the beginning of the season started out really well. You know, Portland Thorns potentially, but Seattle have managed to really push themselves up into this fourth place with in a very tight table, and have managed to put a good run of form here together before they face us, and a lot of it is that grittiness and that determination that they've managed to do that. And I think that they're a team that's hard to beat. You know, I think that it's going to be a tough game. I'm very happy that it's at home. I hate going to their stadium. If that was the last game of the season, we had to go there and get a win
Imagine.
in Seattle. I would not like it at all.
Yeah, and I'm just happy that you know I respect Seattle. I respect even Portland. I don't know what Racing Louisville is doing there, or Racing Cryville. I don't know what it's doing. I can't believe North Carolina Courage. It's not even in the playoffs. It's pretty crazy to me. I know a lot of things could change in decision day, obviously, but um, we'll see. I mean, North Carolina is a pretty big team too. But yeah, I think the Pride needs to take each game. It's a different story, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have full faith that the Pride is able to get the W. We have a couple of
Um,
comments here.
yeah, please.
Does San Diego play KC? Portland plays Houston. Gotham plays North Carolina. We will know the KC versus San Diego results as it starts earlier than every other game. Their stadium made me throw up my Kindle case because it was a laptop with a cover on it. Oh, wow. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I hate that stuff, but I mean, I guess it's necessary now because we're living crazy times. You never know anymore. So even myself, like, I had to. I went to see a concert late a few weeks ago, and I had to get a clear little bag that I could put my wallet in because I didn't want to carry it. And literally, it was like this little. It had to be clear. You cannot have any bags. Cannot have anything. No belts.
Like the stadium ones.
Yeah, yeah, pretty insane. But yeah,
That's that.
5
Yeah, I
o'clock, man. I'm not ready for 5 o'clock.
the comment there about the fact that it's a 3 o'clock game, it's weird to me that they would do that. Like, what is that? Why? I just don't get. When I saw that, I was like, why are we? Isn't the whole purpose of everything being on Sunday at 5 o'clock that like that's everyone plays at the same time? Yeah, Casey Current, they're top of the table, doesn't matter, but it does matter that we're gonna know
Just,
what happened in that game before our game because San Diego Wave are in the playoff race. So I don't really
just,
understand why you would do this. I
it says of all side word says
just to make money.
the broadcast wanted a double header.
I get that,
It
but
seems
then
stupid to
don't
me.
do decision day like this.
then, then
If you want to spread out the games, then spread out the games.
then
If
don't
you
call it
want to have
decision
all the
day.
games played at the same time so that everything's happening and it's exciting and we don't know what's happening at the same time, then do that. Like, don't,
Yeah,
I
call
just,
it. You
it's
should
stupid. Yeah. I
you
mean, I
should
know
call it.
we're not frustrated at you at all sides. I'm just venting about NWSL and how often I think they, yeah, I mean, it's not very hard, is it, to do some of these things? And I think leagues in
Well,
this country tend to overcomplicate stuff, where it's just like you don't need to. Why you don't? Just
or they have
there's things that
favorites.
work, and you can just copy what works, right? So if you're gonna copy, MLS or other leagues where they have everything end at the same time, great, do that. If you wanna make money over the last weekend of the games and spread them out, then do that too. I mean, most of the time they do. Of course, we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday games very often with NWSL. So it was really odd to me that they put this all there, and then randomly they're like, wait, there's a 3 p.m. game.
Don't freaking call it decision day if you're gonna put Kansas play at 3. You should call it decision day, except Kansas, except my darling
Do they
Kansas.
call it decision day? I don't know. I gotta check the.
Well, according to Grog, it says decision day.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what decision they're gonna be making, but it's
Yeah. So, Luis, let's talk about the lineup. I've got the lineup builder here. I
oh, wow.
thought we could do a little, lineup. We don't build lineups every week, but I think with the last day of the season, it makes sense. You want to read some comments while I kind of fill it out, and then we can
Yeah, sure.
debate?
Yeah, for sure. Well, let me see here. Either spread them all out or don't, says of all said words. No, agree, it's stupid. If they were going to do one game earlier, I wish it was early enough that I would have time to put the TV up at the tailgate and then take it down. There you go. Proud to die. Under category 5 hurricane currently, had to join the pot to help remain positive. Oh my God, where are you at?
What are you doing on a Cat 5? No.
Are you in?
Where?
Are you?
That's
Are you?
not
Are you?
here.
Are you in Jamaica? Because
Oh, no.
I know it's in Jamaica because
Is it
it's
hitting
in.
the islands?
Yeah, it's in the island. It's called the Hurricane Melissa. Man,
Jamaica,
like
yeah. There you
look at
go.
this. Look at this hurricane coming like right at the end of the year, and then I don't know if people have heard. There's a freaking asteroid, a comet, Atlas 3I. I don't know if it's fake news, but it's also a comet that's going to apparently pass by Earth on Halloween.
Oh,
And,
really?
yeah, it's 10 billion years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So, man, everything's coming in one time. The Cat 5. Then you got
Well, I hope
she's
you're
in.
okay, Pride or Die.
Hope you're okay,
Stay
Paradise.
safe in Jamaica. Go get a rum, go get a Bob
Just
Marley or like
some oxtail.
yeah. Go get some curry goat and go get like a red stripe and you'll be fine. Just hunker down. That's all you can do. Go have a
Yeah.
party. Look at the lineup I got here, Luis. This is what we played when we beat Washington. I think the only thing I would really want to change, I'm not sure Carson Pickett at left wing is really working out. I think, the rest I like. Anna Moorhouse in goal. I think it's going to be what it is for the rest of the season. Carriabello at left back, Hafa at center back next to Emily Sams, Oyane at right back.
Yeah.
The midfield three of McCutcheon, Angelina, and Limos seems to be the preference. Ali Watt has been the 9 most recently starting games. Jacquie Ovalle on the right wing. Carson Pickett on the left wing. That's the one where I'm like, it's not really been working with her there. And I think that maybe her legs are just, and then late in the season, she might be very tired. And maybe it's just best to save her to come on late in games instead
I
of
agree.
starting her. So I would say not Carson Pickett. Arguably, this is the time to start Marta, but I'm kind of in the same boat with Marta where I'm like, she's more of an impact, right? Yeah. A bench player, an impact player in that way. Like I would love to see Simone Jackson get in that starting. Yeah.
Yeah. That was gonna be my pick too, John. Simone Jackson.
Sorry, Luis, I stole your pick. Do you want to talk about the other options that we could do?
Yeah, I mean, I think Simone Jackson would be a great pick. It might be her pace. Obviously, she's probably a very young player, but she's shown some strat. With Simone, you just have to make sure that she's defending when she loses the ball. She tends to sometimes wander around and not mark. But Again, I also would like to see if we're going to have this lineup. Ali Limos needs to have a tremendous game. It's do or die now for Ali Limos, in my opinion. I think this is going to be a make or break for her. I mean, these are playoff games. These are, I would consider this a playoff game now as well, the Seattle one, because you get to pick if you're going to play at home. So we need to see the best version of Limos. I know Angelina and McCutcheon, what they could give. The back four, I think, is perfect. Aside of Jackson, it could be Julie Doyle as well. Julie Doyle that gives
Yeah,
you, a little bit of it just depends a lot on Seb. He has a lot of options. You could
yeah,
also, put Ovalle on the left and maybe put Ali on the right, and then maybe up top you could put Simone Charlie. That's another option too. You
yeah.
know,
I mean, you could see Ali Watt on the right.
yeah,
Simone Charlie. We could see Julie Doyle. Like I wouldn't mind this front
yeah,
three.
or you could Julie on the left, Ovalle on the right, and the Simone Charlie up top.
Yeah.
That could
I think Ovalle is one of the front three, regardless, right?
100%,
She's
yeah,
one of the
100%.
wingers. So I think the striker position, I don't mind sticking with Ali Watt. I think she's been doing well recently in that 9 position. So yeah, like I said, really this one, but debatably, yeah, you could
Another
change the 9 as well if Simone Charlie's fit enough. We'll
tactic,
see.
tactically, another thing I would like to see, and it will throw off Seattle.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a pleasant surprise. And if Orlando wins, it'll send shockwaves to the whole entire league. It's to pull a double pivot of Luan and McCutcheon to start with
Mhm.
Angelina in the middle. So kind of
Yeah.
like a 4-2-3-1.
Let's go to more of this kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that way Fishlock has nowhere to move. With Luana, her stamina, and McCutcheon, her stamina. I mean, you've seen how Luana comes and plays in the second half when she comes in. If it'll be a big game in which we're gonna see her drive flourish, and I think it'd be. I know probably Seb doesn't want to put her from to start, but I think it'd be good to see what Luan and McCutcheon can do when there's a hot potato in your hands, and when it's do or die moments. I would love to see that. And why not? Then you substitute Angelina and then you let Marta free in the second half to do her thing. And maybe if you want, even put Carson Pickett for the set pieces, and that gives you a little bit more options coming in the second half. And I think the bench will, I mean, I like that because Luana, I don't know how she do it, but man, she doesn't get tired.
Yeah. I mean, those are the kind of subs I want to see. Marta in at some point, Luana on at some point, Simone Jackson, potentially Carson Pickett. I feel like we talked before, our left backs, Carrie, can't seem to play 90 minutes at the moment. She's really great, but she's just not. I don't know what the fitness issue is or something with her leg or what. So Carson might have to come in at some point, and she's not been playing great recently. She's been getting smoked a lot down
Yeah,
that
smoke.
side. So I don't love the idea of when Hafa and Carson are on our left side of the defense. That's a lot of slow legs.
Who forgot about Corey
So
Dyke?
yeah, I mean that's a lot what we see is actually Corey has been putting in at that left back, and she's been doing a great job there.
Yeah,
And then
I would. I see if Pickett comes in as a substitution,
yeah,
second half substitution when there's a lot of set pieces and you have a Marta
up here,
free looking for contact. She loves
yeah,
to do that, and
yeah,
then drawing those set pieces so Pickett can be
yeah.
the shooter.
Well, especially then if you go to like Elise Bennett or Simone Charlie up front, and she's in that left wing for the last 10, 20 minutes throwing balls in, that's where Carson could be useful. I think the days of her at left back are or should be numbered. I think is a bit dangerous in my opinion. We've seen that in the last few games. So we've got away with it, but she has had some real bad moments in defense. Let's read a few more of these comments, Luis, and then we'll give
Yeah.
our score predictions.
So thanks, guys. Ben starting 11 Pickett. Said proud or die. Hashtag free Julie Doyle.
There you
Hashtag free
go.
Simone Jackson. Look, if Julie Doyle does not want to, she decides to move on, I would love to see Julie go out to Tampa Bay Sun. I'm just saying it out there right now. Throwing it out there.
I think Julie's got a little bit more quality still to
Yeah,
give,
I know.
but one day maybe.
One day,
Yeah,
one day when she's ready to retire.
Not quite yet. That's where everybody could lose. It's like there or Houston Dash. That's where you go. Right. Luis, your score prediction for the final game of the decision day. We've just decided that's what it is. Decision day of NWSL. What are you thinking against Seattle Reign?
I think it's gonna be a 3-1 Orlando win.
I like the optimism. I'm gonna go with just a 1-0. I think we.
Oh, okay.
I think we get a clean sheet again. We managed to get one against the Portland Thorns not too long ago, and I kind of see this as a similar situation. I think we gotta play a gritty game. We gotta bring that same drive and fight and that same mentality that we had in the Washington Spirit game. So hopefully that's what we'll see, and then we can end the season in third place on 42 points if that happens. And I think, like I said, that would be obviously a step back from last year, but third place is still very respectable. And we're going into the playoffs in that scenario with 3 wins under our belts, ready to go with home playoff advantage, and see who we're going to play in that first game of the playoffs. So it's an exciting time, Luis. Of course, Orlando City are out of the playoffs. Well, they were never really in it. They got to the play-in game and fell terribly to Chicago. So I'm really hoping that Orlando Pride can give us a little bit of playoff fun here. Last year, of course, that was all the excitement watching them get that win. And I do think we have a team that can beat any team, like you said, on their day, Luis. So it's just about going into the playoffs hot. And also, I think making sure we put the ball in the back of the net. That's been our biggest issue this year. Finishing. So I hope everybody's been practicing their finishing, Luis. And that way we can score some goals this weekend.
Yeah, I think I would love to see an Ali Watt goal. We'll love to see Jacquie Ovalle goal. We'll definitely love to see an Angelina goal. That way it gives her that motivation, that drive towards the playoffs. If Lemos starts, I would love to see the best game Ali Lemos have ever played, with the Pride. I think this is for the players now have the huge responsibility to take this team to the promised land again, because the hardest thing for a championship team to endure is what the Pride did this year. Injuries, the stigma of the whole league being against you because I don't know why they don't like fountains. Apparently, maybe they don't like swans. I don't know. And also, you have some of your best players, being injured, and the scheduling and things like that. It's easy to get to the top, but it's hard to stay in the top. So I think the Pride has a great opportunity to treat their fans and have a decisive win against a really good opponent, and then give them a lot of expectation when it comes to the playoffs. So I'm excited. So hopefully the Pride is able to beat Seattle Reign.
Yes, indeed. All right, we got one last comment here.
It says, get the Broso fans. Pride or Die says, get the Broso fans out to Inter&Co Stadium to get rowdy and back the Pride to get that dub. I totally agree.
I hope so. I'd love to get some Orlando City fans out.
100%. The Orlando hate is so real. Look at Sam's not even getting a minute of play with the U.S. women's national team. Yeah, they prefer to put Jordan Bug from Utah. That's
the. I was gonna say the only player that we're currently of excused as absence is Kylie Nadanner, and of course we're out Barbra Banda with SEI per the last availability report. something could happen this week, or anything could happen during this international break. Players could come back with a niggle or an injury or something that keeps them out the starting lineup. But as we talk about this on Monday, we're pretty much a full bill of health, as we have been in pretty much the same situation from before the break. So hopefully we can have all our players fit, ready to go, and we go out there, beat Seattle, and finish the season strong. So I want to say thank you to Of All Side Words and Pride or Die for being here in the comments. Thank you to everybody who listens or watches later. We appreciate you all very much. You can, of course, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Threads, all of those places. You can listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you do so, we ask, if you feel like we're worth 5 stars, give us a 5-star rating, or whatever rating you feel like we deserve, but preferably 5 stars. And that would really help us out in the algorithms. Tell your friends about Loud and Proud Orlando. Get ready for the final decision day. We're going to call it NWSL of the season. And vamos, Pride.
Vamos, Pride. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day.